welcome back. So, you might notice I'm a little more covered today because last week might have been shorts weather and got my flowers all budding. Now we're heading into almost getting snowed again, so time for nice warm sweaters and fuzzy blankies and hot drinks. And a book to maybe read. I don't know, this might be more your cup of tea than it was mine. For me, it was a solid 3 stars. So basically, I enjoyed reading it. I'm glad I did, but I won't be following up with it. Though, to be fair, I didn't realize when I, snatched it up that it was actually the 4th book in a series. And given the way that it ended, where it felt very unfinished to me, apparently I guess it's good enough for at least 5 books. So I guess somebody enjoys this enough that they keep, paying the author for it. And today we have A Drop of Red by Chris Marie Green. So, and what this is, it sounded really cool on the back. It's a case of kind of getting burned by the author and a little bit lied to by the, summary on the back, which is why I started this channel. It looks cool, got an interesting title, the summary sounds good, but when you know more about it, it didn't live up to its promise. So it's, vampire hunters, but it's definitely not Buffy or anything else you would think of. And to be fair, it starts off a little sexual, and towards the end, they get straight up explicit at one point, so if that bothers you, steer clear. But basically, we have this team of people that I guess they've been on some missions before, which is really weird because they later on mentioned that nobody's ever actually been like a real team. The guy that's over all of this kicks everybody after one mission because they go like insane because, hey, paranormal, what the heck? This isn't supposed to exist. So we have Dawn, who is our resident, vampire taker-downer, who at one point, I guess, was a vampire, but she killed the guy that turned her, so now she's human with a few bonuses, and has a thing for a vampire, who I used to kind of all Tale of the Body Snatchers deal, is just a soul that bounces around, stealing other bodies temporarily to take out head vampires. And, his host got his butt whooped, so before she killed the guy that turned her, she turned his host and trapped him there. Because I guess, for whatever reason, he was going to die if his host died that time. And he has to take out all these big, bad vampires before the dragon awakes, or, he goes to hell, instead of being redeemed for whatever bad things he did before that might have been talked about. It might have just been alluded to, because this book, it didn't feel very fleshed. It's like they allude to a lot of stuff, but it doesn't really make the most sense. And like the way they ended it was, this whole book is some girl was killed, and they think she might have been a victim of an underground, which is basically their word for, coven. So they're supposed to find this coven and take them out. And by the end of the book, they've found what they think is the girls that are in this coven and killed this girl. And then they do nothing about it. It's just, hey, we found him, let's make a plan. But we're mad at the guy whose body you're sharing. Next book. So, weird. Like I said, it doesn't feel very finished. But it is kind of fun. I will definitely give it an A for originality, because the vampires aren't just vampires. No, they're, their faces, when they're not just human, because apparently they're daywalkers as well. So they're borrowing from a lot of things. We've got a little Blade going on here. We've got little, rich girls that mommy and daddy can't stand them, sent them off to boarding school to avoid them, and so they want to, since mommy and daddy don't love me, I'm going to be gorgeous 16-year-old forever. But they can walk around in the daylight and just be fangy and evil. But when they get hungry, they turn werewolfy, unless they're really mad and hungry, in which case they are human-sized, like, hairless cat creatures. What the heck? Not really my thing, but that's definitely a new one. So give them credit for that. So those are, like, bad guys with their leader being Wolfie. What the heck? I guess that's where they get their werewolf tendencies from with their vampire powers. And so we've got them going on, and then our heroes are former stunt woman turned vampire turned human again. Her vampire dad and former vampire, Hollywood starlet turned human again. Mom, the soul, jumper rounder, and the body that he's sharing with somebody that I guess they hate, because how dare he not want to be trapped in his body and not even allowed to be conscious. I don't really know what's going on with that. Maybe it was in the third book when they were attacking vampires in LA instead of somewhere in London. Our little, psychic, who's a little person and used to be a pill popper because his back got all busted up in the last fight, and so now his psychic powers aren't working. So they hired some Romanite chick to basically make him jealous and see if he'll get off the pills and get his crap together, and it kind of works, and by the end of it, it sounds like he's got a crush on her, but he's a jerk to prove that he has a crush on her, so he's like 6 years old. I don't know. And the friends, which, again, capital F, friends, weird, but that's basically their word for spirits that they can command, using their awareness of how they, telepathically speak to each other. But only a couple of them share that power, so. And they're just going around London, messing with everybody, and my favorite is Dawn, who has this mind grip, she calls it, but basically it's, I'm mad at you, so I'm gonna think I want to beat the crap out of you, and it's gonna happen. Like, I'm not sure how that's a mind grip, that you can literally, like, grab a guy by the head and yank him around or smash him across the room by thinking it. That sounds more like telekinesis and out of control crazy person. But apparently that's how they like to interview people or deal with folks having the audacity to smoke, because they don't do that in LA, and so they don't know how to handle that when it happens in London. That was her reasoning. So it's, and they're just running all over the place going, okay, we have to find these people, because if we don't find who killed this girl, we won't find their leader and his leader, and we have to wipe out all of these people by some unknown time, because the dragon is going to awake, and if not, this guy is doomed. And we've got some little, angst going on from our hero, who's supposed to be like 30, but still acts like a teenager, that I was hurt once before, and oh my god, what if he only loves me because he wakes up horny and needs my blood every morning, and I'm the key, and if we kill the dragon, or he finds something to feed on, I won't be the key anymore, and we're both in love, but we can't tell each other that, because he's like 700 years old and damaged. So it's interesting, and just because it's so different from every other vampire book or vampire hunter book that I have ever read. But it's very kind of off the walls, trying to mix a few different genres and trying, to me, to be a little too original. And like I said, it doesn't finish. If the whole point of this particular novel is, we're going to at least take out this underground and get rid of this blood brother, and, hopefully that will lead us to the next and the next and the next that have started all these undergrounds all over the world. Shouldn't we at least take out one underground and, have a clue for the next one that will set it up until you've done enough to take out the boss and end the series? Instead of just, well, we found the girls, but we don't, and they know, but we don't want them to know, and crap, our boss almost helped with this fight, and he's not supposed to. Oh well, book's over. So, I mean, it might be better if you start from book 1, or you might just go, what the heck? Like I said, this is the 4th book. They've justified paying her for that many, so it's clearly some people really enjoy this. For me, it was trying too hard and didn't actually accomplish enough to feel like a full book to me. It felt more like a teaser of, we'll finish this later, like I'm watching a TV show that's trying to be sexy and edgy and wants to leave on a cliffhanger for the next episode, but instead they made it, the season finale. But do with that what you will. Maybe you like this, maybe you were thinking about it, and now you're not going to waste your time like I did. Hopefully this helps, and I hope y'all have a great week. Happy reading. Bye!